Typically, we start to see this more in March as we get starting into that month, as back and forth with big temperature swings throughout it. As we start the month of March in the 30s, by the end you're almost in the average temps in the 50s. So this is just the beginning. So we do have some snow opportunities, unlike obviously they saw out east. But as it comes through tomorrow, typically you could see maybe up to an inch potentially at Eau Claire, a little bit higher as you go further north, maybe 2. It's a brief window opportunity. Far less as you go further south, maybe a ½ inch at the most at La Crosse, but I don't see much or that further southwest, because a lot of this may actually mix with rain at the time when it comes through, given our temperatures are going to be close to freezing. Now, if you look at the next event, that one has been trending further south. It's going to be a narrow band, potentially over 4 inches, probably somewhere in that neighborhood. But right now, the best chance, or at least possibility, not even most likely yet, is probably just south of Decorah to Prairie du Chien. So it's in that swap that we might see potentially up to 4 or more. We will see a little bit of snow get all the way up, probably closer to I-90 at La Crosse. Not expecting a lot. This is really Wednesday night into early Thursday, so we'll keep an eye on this to see if it doesn't kind of lift back north. But right now the trend has been continuing to keep it down in that neck of the woods. So overall, for conditions for tomorrow, if you're along basically I-90 by Eau Claire to Black River Falls, it's really in that time frame in the late morning when you'll see that snow band come through. Once again, temperatures will be warming during the period. The rate of snow is not going to be that impressive, but once again, towards the noon hour, you might see some slick spots here and there, especially on side roads. In the afternoon, it's going to get well towards freezing, so anything on roads mainly will probably be melting by that point as temperatures climb, about 32, 33 for that. Now, I-90 is a little bit different here. We have that chance because our temperatures are going to be closer to freezing here to be a little wintry mix. We're talking maybe some ice pellets, rain, or snow. Once again, not a lot of accumulation, and road surfaces, main ones will likely be wet, but that could impact the noon commute around the area. Temperatures, once again, will be getting up to about 34, 35. So anything on the roads by the evening commute shouldn't be a problem as it gets out of here. And really, if you time it out here, it's going to be a fairly quick burst of snow coming through. You even might see some sunshine early in the morning before clouds begin to really thicken once again. The wind will be the story, as I mentioned earlier in broadcast, out of the south before the system comes through. Slowly, eventually, here comes that band that's going to be mainly snow for areas that are probably closer to Eau Claire, but as it comes through, you might see a little bit of a mix just southwest of Eau Claire. That's what we're projecting to come down and potentially provide a little bit of opportunity. You can see around 9 to 10, it's right up in Eau Claire area. By 10 to about noon, it comes through about La Crosse, but you see the tail end of it really starts falling apart. So the further south and west you go, the more likely you're going to see any significant precipitation with this. But it will come through 1 to 2 p.m. It really, by the time you get to 3, it's pushed east of the area. So that's the good news. Should be impacting the evening commute. Temperatures, once again, will still be close above freezing or near it toward the evening commute, and will start to clear out a little bit. Now, the winds, as mentioned, they're going to be pretty gusty in the morning out of the south, the head of the system. They'll start turning around a little bit to the west towards noon, kind of come down a little bit in speed, and then turn right back around towards the afternoon to the west, northwest, and be a little gusty towards the evening commute too. This could create a little bit of a drifting problem where you have snow that's on the ground, so that could also create a few slick spots. But all in all, not a huge impactful event. The bigger news behind this is the colder temps. We're going to be back to what we were today, really, mainly in the 20s with some sunshine with a northwest wind. Then we have that snow coming back in, potentially for some areas south of I-90. Otherwise, there's your 50 almost on Friday, but a cold front comes through, brings us right back down to the 20s with maybe some snow opportunities Saturday. And we're keeping more of a close eye as we go into Monday, as a system could produce a band that could impact the area at some point there too. So back and forth, back and forth. Friday won't last long. It's going to be just a brief opportunity.
All right, an interesting week ahead, it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be March type. We're getting into that season.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.